Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back to another Clearmud live stream. How are we doing today? Let's make sure we are live. Today, I wanted to experiment and set this up for the first time. It was dropped yesterday, and this one's called Berd. It's from Block. It's supposed to work with Buzz. Listen, we're just here to experiment. I have no idea how I'm going to use this moving forward, but I thought it would be a super valuable live stream to just install it together. So let me just make sure a few things are done. All right, we are live. So let's go through the onboarding, shall we? What type of work will you be using Berd for? Let's call it marketing. Interesting. Your recommended agents, planner, automator, generalist. Keep them. That's hilarious. Choose a provider to power Berd. We'll use Codex. Finish onboarding. Interesting. So let's go full screen here. Well, let's go semi full screen. I want to make sure I don't cut off anything. Whoops. There we go. Creating basic iOS app. Create project. Project Clearmud. Let's call this blue. Choose folder. Okay, this allows us to choose. We're just gonna put a test folder there. Everything you need to know is clearmud.ai or youtube.com/clearmud. Okay, so this changes the entire canvas, huh? So if we go back home, oh no. Tell me how to use Berd. Oh my God. What? Which, by the way, hold on, let me, their website's hilarious. Let me show it off real quick. Great website. Check this out. When you go to this top left, that made me laugh. Oh my God. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Oh wow, we can. I didn't realize we can play with everything on here, but we can't interact with it. Okay, that's hilarious. Website cracks me up. Muddy, it's bird.xyz, Berd.xyz when you're updating this live stream transcript. Please and thank you. Launching Berd. Okay, creating agents. Use the interface to create agents which can perform various tasks based on their skills and configurations. Managing skills, working with projects. Okay. Okay. How does this work with Buzz? My concern is siloed data, more noise, less signal. Should be more signal, less noise. See what he says here. What's up, Jordan? Welcome. Every time it responds, it does a little bird thing. Oh, I think it's funny for now, but that might get annoying the more you use it, you know? Have you been getting on with Grokbots? Yes. How have you been getting on with Grokbots? I've been loving it. We'll play with Grokbot a little bit later in this stream. I just wanted to open this up with initially installing and setting up Berd, seeing what's up with it. I have not been hitting limits, but I've been using it moderately, right? I didn't install Grokbot to replace OpenClaw or Hermes or Buzz for that matter. I installed Grokbot, A, to experiment, but B, to take over from an X perspective. But then also more recently, I've been giving it responsibilities and created a 3-person team for YouTube ideation, research, and then soon to be engineering. I created the bot, but I haven't done anything with it yet. So I'm going to continue to experiment. I'm actually working on the next video because of how many comments I see on X and in the YouTube comments on that one video of I'm not paying 200 or 300 for Grokbot. Listen, I'm not trying to sell you on it. I'm just trying to give you some perspective in this new video I'll be recording today or tomorrow, that the tasks you give it, depending on the tasks you give it, it can replace the salary of a $2,000 or $4,000 a month person. I'm a firm believer of that. So it is worth it. It just depends on your perspective and how you're using it. If you're using it from a tinkerer's, enthusiast's testing perspective, it might not be worth it, right? Because you may not be giving it real life tasks, real business tasks to replace a human. But if you use it properly, those subs are definitely worth it. In my opinion, this is asterisk, my opinion, but we'll get to that a little bit later in this video. I'm going to show you how I've been using it, and yeah, hope that answers your question. As far as, so you debating whether or not you should switch over to Cursor from OpenAI. This is the tough one, right? I don't recommend chasing shiny new toys. I recommend if it's within your budget, definitely test it out for a month. If you haven't yet, there's a little trick that Grok was handing out. What was it? 60 something % off monthly subscriptions. I made the mistake a few months back and I signed up for the $30 a month sub instead of the $300 a month sub at $99 a month. Go check to see if that's still possible for you. I noticed it through my X premium subscription options account. You might still have that option. If you do, I recommend just go because then you get 3 months for the price of one. That was a no-brainer. I made the mistake. I was being too frugal when I signed up, and then now I can't revert, right? Okay. Listen, to be fully transparent, I went with the $200 Ultra sub for the sake of testing. I canceled it immediately to make sure it doesn't renew itself. Also, you know, with Grok models excelling the way that they're excelling, I plan on getting the Super Grok Heavy at some point. And I only found this out after the fact, but Cursor is included, so you can link your Super Grok Heavy to also get Cursor for $200 a month. So not only do you have your Super Grok Heavy usage, you then have that separate usage from Cursor. Don't quote me, I'm still learning about like what are the key differences. But essentially, the $300 a month is a no-brainer because then you get that extra sub at $100 a month rather than pairing a $200 a month Cursor and a $300 a month Grok Super Heavy, I think it's called. So there's definitely do some research on that front. But listen, if you have the budget for it for 1 month, test it. I think it's worth it. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I'm not telling anybody to break the bank to switch over or test it. And I also don't recommend just switching over outright, right? Test it first, give it one responsibility, one workflow, then go from there. Okay, filtering custom skills in Berd. Okay. Why is this selecting 4.0? The heck are you doing? Give me soul. Give me soul. That's crazy. So project chats. We then have chats within the project. Please create a new, I'm just going to say, please create a new website for our brand. I want to see what it does. Let's go to agents. Copycat. That's hilarious. I gotta say, very, very cool. Chat. I cannot type. What are your core beliefs? I mean, it's building it. Let's see what it does. Let's go into skills. Agent builder, bird help. Okay, so it pulled in, nice. It pulled in just our overall universal skills that we use across different apps. Okay. So in .agents, I'm guessing it's pulling everything. Product launch video, slideshow. Okay. All right, so to me, like, first impressions, like, I don't know. Just seems like another chat app. Don't know the power in this. Like, cool, visually, Canvas, put stuff together, but like, what's the purpose? Another chat app is what I see. Like, I love Buzz for what it is, right? Well, I also love my fork of it, right? But I'm having a tough time seeing the value in this. I mean, let's go, you know what I mean? Like, this just, to me, it feels like another Codex. I'd prefer to use Codex over this. I get it, right? You have the agents built in now. You can use whatever harness you want. It's just like a chat version of Buzz is what I'm feeling like, with a bit more visuals tied into it. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, and these are just my first impressions. Let's go see if there's any type of content that convinces me on their website. A better way to build. Okay, your canvas, your rules. Okay, I mean, from the perspective of a canvas, okay, build a crew, not a chatbot. Build a cast of agents, got it. I mean, stop switching tools, bring your chats, agents, providers into one place that you actually own, not married to one model. Some tasks need the big brain, most don't. Switch anytime, stop paying for power you don't need. So you can animate a logo. Okay. Build a silly 404 page, create an interactive presentation. So more visual. Give them a role and watch them work. Okay. Never be alone again. Print a gloopy. Like, this is entertaining to go through, but like, so visual first, creative first. I feel like that's how I would want to target Berd. Okay, that helps. 3D print files. Oh, I see. So you can actually grab, I don't have a 3D printer, so this is useless to me, but that's cool. Banana, nice. Okay, okay, all right, all right. Create a animated 3D avatar for our YouTube channel. See what happens. It should pull from our main avatar. Let's see. Thoughts on LangChain? I have no thoughts because I have not dipped my toes there. My thoughts wouldn't bring any value. So hard to figure out what comes with, like what you said. Yeah. It's like you have to kind of just go with the flow and just have that extra budget to play with. What's up, Trotmon? Just got a 3rd round interview, feeling positive. Let's go. Congrats. That's good to hear, man. I wish nothing but the best. I hope you get that that job. Can we? Oh yeah, we can. There's just no indicator that you can make it bigger. Okay. Automator chat. Set up a daily automation where you scrub last 30 days. X. Actually, last 30 days is more than just one platform. Daily YouTube content to pick most practical topic. Use to help validate. Run one now so I know it works. Can make edits to the output / pipeline. Now, I'm actually curious. Let's open up our Codex app because I know with Buzz as a harness, it that's it's starting to get to me. It's funny. It's funny, but it's starting to be a little bit too much, you know? Interesting. So now it's not showing up. The most recent version of Buzz, and it looks like Berd, it's not showing up in the left menu bar, right? This base prompt that would keep showing up. So good to know. Good to know. Wonder if they made things more efficient there. No, I'm just... delay should only be 30 seconds. I was just focused on whatever was on screen. Because I have comments, not minimized, but sometimes they get overlapped with another window on my left screen. So I don't notice them immediately, you know? What's up, Sean? How are we doing today? My current standpoint on Hermes versus OpenClaw. Contrary to, you know, a majority of people, I still prefer OpenClaw over Hermes. I have a better experience in OpenClaw. Now, I'm not saying Hermes is bad. I use Hermes for client work as well as deploying in client setups, right? Building custom Hermes solutions, automations, etc., agent teams for clients. I still use Hermes first and foremost because of its reliability. Now, OpenClaw has become far more reliable, but they both do the same thing. They do. They both do the same thing. They're both improving off of one another. Competition is good for the market. I'm still a big advocate for both. And yeah, it's just really sad to see that, you know, what gets attention is saying they're dead, right? For other creators. And don't get me wrong, I think Grokbot is going to take a big market share away from OpenClaw and Hermes because it takes the simplicity, or it takes the complication out of creating the system, just out of that pipeline altogether, right? It reduces that friction to actually start working with automations and working with agents. Grokbot has its pros and cons. Buzz has its pros and cons. I still use all of the above daily. The one I use the least now is Hermes. I'm going to be brutally honest. For Clearmud, the one I use the least is Hermes. It's just how it is. Yo, what's up, Sharma? Today we're experimenting with Berd, that new open source. Let's see. Oh, it just straight up built it on ChatGPT, huh? Continue with ChatGPT. I mean, I guess we're using our ChatGPT account, so let's see what it built. I don't have access to this site. Huh? Oh, let me, I'll get right back to that, Cameron. Give me 1 second. Ooh, they popped up late as well. Oh, did they? Okay. Not sure. Just saw Berd today on my feed. Yeah. Straight up copy pasted Grokbot. Like, no shame. Listen, I'm not here to talk negatively on one versus the other, but regardless of whether or not Hermes was created internally, how long Hermes existed before OpenClaw, OpenClaw started a movement, right? And OpenClaw has been improving behind the scenes, but nobody seems to be talking about it, right? You get inspiration from competitors, right? There's just no way around it. So, but for them to just blatantly copy Grokbot with the avatar generation and like not even getting creative from that perspective, that is just a low effort copycat paste bullshit. That is just like, really? Yeah. I preferred OpenClaw a lot more too. Do you still use it for clients as well, or just Hermes, or is that just mostly for reliability? So I'm honestly strongly considering for my next contract building it on top of OpenClaw. The experience I've had with Hermes on the current contract is underwhelming. I've been very disappointed with Hermes, and it overcomplicates simple tasks. I don't understand. Like I've had to work my way through fine tuning the agents to not overcomplicate certain tasks, but I'm now at the point where I'm building out web apps in the CLI and then handing it off to an agent rather than having the team of agents in Hermes build it for me, because it takes so damn long. They're so inefficient. They overthink every single step. They make assumptions, which I hate. And I've finely tuned those souls. I've finely tuned the SOPs on how that team should operate, but it's just been giving me extra work. Whereas I know with OpenClaw, that wouldn't happen. Right. So I think depending on, and listen, I'm not a software engineer. I think maybe for software engineers, Hermes makes sense. Right. But that's not me. So yeah. So, but no, for Hermes, it's mainly the reliability. That's why I went with it on this contract. And, but listen, they trust my input, right? Right now we're building on top of Hermes, but I can plug and play that build into any system I want, really. So if I want to migrate to OpenClaw on month 3 or 4 or 5, I can do that. I'll just have to do that on weekends outside of operating hours so we don't interrupt the web apps that we built for the employees, right? And the automations that we put in place to make their lives easier, to free up their time. Just going to be more work on my end, but yeah, that's just like a quick TLDR of my experience with Hermes. It's it doesn't excite me anymore. It never really excited me to begin with, if I'm being honest. Couldn't take the leap of faith on Elon, went with $200 a month Codex plan. Hey, listen, respect, right? Like, don't go chasing shiny new toys. Yeah, exactly. Let's open this link. So it built me a Clearmud prop studio. Interesting. Kind of cool. But like, I was thinking prop from the perspective of... Okay, cool. Now, I was thinking props from the perspective of giving a visual aid to a video that I'm recording. For example, you know, a very popular route right now is creating a whiteboard canvas on Excalidraw or TLDraw. I want to bring a fresh approach to it. Great foundation that you set here. Now, obviously, I would have to feed you a script idea or just a script in general for you to then create a canvas for. But go ahead and do a dummy mock-up. Let's call it... Let's actually work on one for an upcoming video where we're talking about, is Grokbot really worth $200/$300 a month? Question mark. And we're essentially going to give away 5 agents that people can create that replicate replacing a human employee that vary between $2,000 and $4,000 a month. I can hand off that script, but first, let's do the mock-up. Oh. How does it still have access to an old email address? I mean, it moves pretty quick. I mean, it is being powered by 5.6 Sol. So like, here's another thing is very similar to Buzz. Oh, we can actually use Cursor Agent. So then we can, they don't have Grok on this list, which is interesting, but we can get to Grok through that. Happy coding. I should already be logged in. Let's see. All right, fine. Branding, avatars. I have not. Let's go check it out, shall we? Wow. This is actually very slick. Huh. we're going to have to play with this. Thank you, Sharma. Give me 1 second. BRB. All right. Sorry about that. Really wish there was a... Oh, interesting. So it's pulling from front-end design skills. Oh, that is so cool, actually. Wow, look at this. So it creates an infographic based off of the styling I've been dialing in for just our new approach across X and LinkedIn. But what's really cool is it zooms in for me. That's actually really like creating just a master infographic board. Oh, wow. Now I still need to fine tune like these lines and everything. It's getting better. It was super, how do I say, kindergarten at first, you know, but this is actually a really cool newer approach. Wow. Okay. I'm not mad at it. All right. I'm not mad at that. It's actually really cool. Where are you getting these design specs from? I'm happy that you have that context. I'm just very curious what skill you're referencing for this. I'm going to include a few assets here that I want you to include for, you know, instead of saying is the $300 bot worth it, is Grokbot worth? I'm going to cancel that prompt. Okay. All right. I like it. I like it. I'm curious, where are you referencing this design skill from? I love that it's unified. I know we were working on this with our buzz agents, so I'm guessing that this was stored in the .agents directory. I want the ability to kind of annotate or highlight with my cursor, highlight text, preferably with a highlighter yellow color. But I'm not opposed to a highlighter blue or orange, depending, you know, because our color scheme here is that orange or that blue orange with that light theme background. We have to improve this skill because this still feels a bit kindergarten for me. But I love the approach of being able to click on certain sections and it zooms me in. That's actually really cool. So good job there. I think that the background, instead of it being gray outside of the whole canvas, I think it should just show that grid, right? The grid should be fluid to where there's a slight margin or padding on the edges. But for the most part, the grid is the canvas, right? Okay. Yeah, this is something that Codex would spin up. Yeah, not impressed. Not impressed. How do we archive? Yo, what's up, Duval? How we doing today? Spielberg, nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's actually go over, start playing with Grokbot a little bit. I actually had Grokbot work on some Excalidraw for me. I hate how I have to download it every time. Yes, replace. Excalidraw, open, load, downloads. Okay, that's interesting. So it's not perfect. Oh, wow. I like how you put, I asked him to do this and he did it. Does it look clean? I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot to kind of manage, but still cool. I'm actually curious. Real life audience check. Would you guys like it if I did more videos like this using this? So it's like, I think what I would have to do to train them is to just edit each one, send it back and say, hey, compare the differences. This is how I want them to look moving forward. Like, I don't understand why these are here referencing these, right? Like, that doesn't need to be there. I feel like that's the better tagline there. Like, why is there this? Like, we're clearly making the video. Why did it choose dark? You guys like, I think I already know the answer. You guys like dark over light. But I feel like light with either an orange or a blue mix. It's really what I'd prefer. Oh, but then that logo doesn't work on it, huh? Okay. Looks like dark it is. Maybe we do light with orange instead of green. There we go. So I'm shocked it didn't do the edges for me. So little, little minor things that we'd have to come in here and test. Maybe the move here is just remove that border. We don't need it. Is there like a way to change the color to every? Oh, but then that just changes everything. It doesn't just change what was green to orange. Got it. Got it. I feel like I have to talk my way through it. So let's try it. All right. Not a bad draft. Now, here's what I want this canvas to look like. So I love the top, the hero header, so to speak, is Grokbot worth ultra or heavy. And then we have the screenshot, right? We got to make sure that screenshot has rounded corners. You kept the square corners. No need to create a rectangle around it. Whenever possible, keep things clean. Since we're using dark mode, anytime you're highlighting text, use orange instead of green. Please and thank you. And then anytime you're talking about prices, let's try red or green. Anytime there's a dollar amount. And then for this particular canvas, right, we're using the hero header. We're looking at, is Grokbot worth it? We're comparing the plans, right? And I think we should then break off to the right with an arrow. It's only worth it if you're replacing a $2,000 or $4,000 a month wage. Now, what does that look like? That could be a overnight researcher, a YouTube researcher, an inbound client operations assistant, sales prep. We don't need to say not SDR theater. Like let's just get straight to the job role and the task of the title, X and content ops. And don't just guess on these numbers, but I want you to validate how much those roles would cost each month if a human were doing them part-time, right? I think that's a better place to start. And then, yeah, so we're going to work left to right. Let's see how that looks. And then below, I want a completely separate section to where we can give master prompts for each job role that we're creating. Make sense? Yeah, so this is how I'm primarily using it right now. I started building a team for Clearmud, but Sky, Water, and Mud. Mud's my engineer, which I haven't been playing with too much yet. But Water's more YouTube ideation, right? Gives me, a YouTube pack every morning, just what people are talking about. I had already fed this. He also references, who is it? Is it Sky who references? Or no, maybe it's this dude. I think it was actually Water. Let's scroll up. Maybe not. And this is like one of the negatives of all this, right? It's easy to get lost, and I don't even have that much set up. I want to say maybe it was the drafter. Yeah, so our ex-drafter, he actually analyzes our YouTube comments and then comes up with stuff to post on X. I'm still fine-tuning this. A lot of this is super surface level. Some of the responses he comes up with, it's like he's just spitting out stuff related to a video and nothing related to what we would be commenting on. So let's see what they staged. You see, and here's another thing is I already posted something like this. So I still need to train them to do a better job. That's why I'm not fully relying on this yet, but I am training these bots to essentially stage posts for me as replies or individual posts. And then I just go in, do the work myself. And then at the end of the day, there'll be another routine where they analyze the way I communicate, right? Because I don't want to just post what they recommend because it's it feels very disconnected from the post or from the reply of the post we're replying to. Does it make sense? So I do not want to contribute towards AI slop. I just want to make my life easier, right? Few will keep using Buzz at those prices. What do you mean? Buzz is free. I'm a bit confused by that one. It's the new generation of Comic Sans. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Did you mean to say Grokbot? RVDL? All right, I need to look over that a little bit later. View the contact sheet. Preview. Interesting. Nice. So, oh, it's using hyperframes to do this. Interesting. Let's watch it work. I'm just going to watch it work. I'm not going to touch my screen. I'm very curious. I see what you mean. Yeah, man. So listen, I'm not telling everybody to go replace everything with Grokbot. I think that depending on how you're using it, that's a key differentiator. That's a key thing to focus on. Depending on how you're using it, is it worth it? Right? I think if you give it specific tasks that replace the need for a human part-time to do that task, in the grand scheme of it, $300 a month is definitely worth it. Or $200 a month, yes, definitely worth it. But if you're using it as a chatbot, if you're using it on a very surface level and you already have other subscriptions, I don't think it's going to be worth it, right? Because as you saw with Hermes cloning it shamelessly, like just almost frame for frame, these other platforms are gonna offer a Grokbot like solution at some point, very in the near future, right? It's like once somebody does something, everyone else is probably going to copy in some way, shape, or form. Maybe not as shamelessly as Hermes cloned Grokbot. Like, it's kind of crazy what they did. They just zero. I don't want to cuss, but I'm going to say it, zero fucks given. Zero fucks given by the Hermes team. I was cracking up when I saw it. I got to show everyone. Oh man, look at this. Just copy frame for frame of the avatars of like just the core of how it works. Like zero effort went into it. Like, oh my goodness. So if they did that quickly, imagine all the other apps that are going to do it, right? Oh yeah. I think maybe because I started testing hyperframes, I'm noticing my models wanting to start using it more. I don't like that, right? Because I was just testing it. I don't want it to be a standard system-wide or, you know, harness-wide. It's getting very annoying. Okay, no. What is this? Yeah, what is this? Why are you using hyperframes? Answer me that first. Yeah, and like I said, man, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Expensive. But I'm going to play devil's advocate here. If Grok continues to excel at the levels it's excelling, and it becomes the top two, just as OpenAI and Claude was for a very, I don't want to say a very long time, but for, you know, I want to say notably the past year, the conversation has been OpenAI versus Claude with a sprinkle of other models, right? But if Grok continues to excel at its levels that it's excelling, especially from 4.5 to 4.6, and then now 4.6 to 4.7, we don't know what that looks like yet. The fact that they include a Cursor Ultra link for you to then essentially if you pay for Grok $300 a month, you then get that free $200 a month sub on Cursor Ultra, right? You can link it to then claim a Cursor Ultra subscription monthly. So you're really only then paying $100 for Super Grok Super Heavy, or Grok Super Heavy, whatever it's called. I still don't know the nuances of that approach of exactly what you get, but one could argue it might be worth it at some point. But like, listen, I'm not here telling you to go spend money. I'm spending the money so you don't have to, right? I'm testing these things. I'm signing up with these subscriptions so that you don't have to. You can make a better judgment call on whether or not you should spend that money, right? Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Yeah, I think, I think this is also, I love the comment, man. Solid self-awareness right there, right? Rather than saying it's not worth it or it's not a good tool because it's too expensive, you're understanding that like it's for a specific use case who are going to utilize that amount per month, right? Listen, if you can replace the cost of contractors that you spend on average $2,000 a month with a $300 a month subscription, would you do it? Would you do it? That's a serious question. I think 99% of us would, right? That 1% maybe prefers a human doing it so that they can complain or ask for revisions without having to learn how to prompt or deal with the prompting of the agents, right? There's that 1% of people who would prefer a human and don't mind paying a little bit more. There's still that, we live in a very, I want to choose my words carefully, but like the AI space right now, all the enthusiasts, the tinkerers, right? We assume everybody knows what we know. We assume that everybody could do what we can do. There's a big percentage of the population who are A, terrified of AI, and B, would much rather pay more for a human to do the job than an agent to do the job. That there's still a big percentage of people out there, right? We just think that everyone's like us and thinks like us, but that's not the case. So it's also taking a step back, right? And just looking at the overall market picture, I think is very important. There's opportunities everywhere, right? If you have a company or an industry that trusts you, maybe you can then sell services teaching them or deploying these systems for them, right? Like there's opportunities everywhere. It's just don't think that everybody knows or thinks the way that we do, because they don't. That's the fact. Like, yeah. Don't mean to get all philosophical here. No, I run it locally, self-hosted. I don't want to have to pay a monthly subscription. I already pay monthly subscriptions for models. I'm not about to pay for hosting. I do have one hosting, what is it, $40 a month, but it serves a variety of different jobs. Yeah, keep that at that. Open source. Really? That's wild. Nice. Yeah. I understand, man. I totally understand. Yeah. And kudos to you, man. I tip my hat off to you. Respect for not just chasing every new shiny toy, right? Not everyone's in that position to be able to just switch and then add another couple $100 a month to a subscription, because everyone's situation is different too. Like I want to respect that. Yeah, I want to respect that, because I do understand, like I live in Portugal part-time, and it hurts me inside to see how much my little cousins make on a salary compared to if that same job, if they just move to the States and work that same job with the same number of hours, that their salary would easily 5x. Easily. It's kind of crazy to think about. So, from that perspective, and I have cousins in Brazil as well, people make less than, most Americans do. I want to be respectful of that. And like, I'm not going to tell you, you have to go buy this. OpenClaw's dead. Hermes dead. Nothing's dead. Okay. It's just the spotlight and the attention is on one specific set of tools. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate it, man. And thanks for the Discord here, right? Thanks for just bringing this up and letting this be a conversation, right? Because most people would keep their views and opinions to themselves. I think that when views and opinions discussed in a constructive manner, I feel like that's just so valuable. But there's also a lot of comments on YouTube who bring politics into the mix, right? Like, there's some YouTube comments I just have to ignore because you don't want to feed the energy. But anytime I see anybody disagreeing or anybody saying something contrary to what the video is about, listen, I want to have a conversation around it, because having that conversation is good, right? Because I might also learn something from that conversation or from a rabbit hole I go down based off of a comment or an opinion or an observation that I may have overlooked, right? So yeah, right there, right? It's yeah, in my personal belief, everyone's talking about tokens costing more in the future. I think from a retail perspective, yeah, that makes sense. Like an API perspective, yeah. I just don't see subscriptions going up in price. Maybe from a select few, but you have now Grok coming into the game, actually being one of those top 5 frontier labs. And they're doing it at a fraction of the costs, right? OpenAI and Claude, if they want to stay in business and keep shareholders happy, they're going to have to compete. And how do you compete? Not only do you drop newer models, but you make your models cheaper via subscriptions and just cheaper in general. So while there's a big percentage of just people I notice talking about like enjoy these cheap prices while they last, I mean, I disagree. I think things will only get cheaper. That's just my belief, though. I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong. Nobody knows. All right, let's see what this looks like. Okay, we can now move this around. When we zoom in, we have that kind of like more fluid approach here. Let's see. I can highlight almost. Cool. Oh, I don't like how when I click it highlights. Interesting. I'm going to have to do some work on this. This might be my new video prop approach here. Huh. What if I created... Now, I know I could have created this anywhere, but this just so happened to start out of Berd, which is hilarious. Comes from Clearmud Creative System, Codex Skills. Okay, I'm going to have to look at that. All right. I really love this approach. Now, the way you're placing elements, listen, we have to improve this from a kind of an educator's slash. Oh. Okay, that's yikes. We got to fix that highlighter. Okay. Clear. All right, so the highlighter, that should only be allowed to select text and then highlight text. Then we should have a pen, and a pen is more like a little marker to where we can underline certain things or add or annotations on it. This highlighter, when I try to draw a line, you can essentially see circles overlapping, so it's not a fluid like pen draw. So make those slight edits. I'm also thinking, instead of tabbing out to then communicate with you to make changes, couldn't we just, in theory, add a little chat icon, a slide-in bar from the right to where I can just chat to make edits to each individual video prop? and then we use Codex locally, right? This is not going to be something we release. This is an internal tool. So we should be able to do like a REST API workaround, or possibly even just, actually, let me see what you answer here first, and then we'll go from there. Listen, I stumbled on building a tool that we're going to start using for our YouTube videos. I love it. Yeah, exactly. Hardware costs money. Electricity costs money. No, this is, what is this? This is by Block, Jack Dorsey's company. They just announced it, open sourced it yesterday. So go to bird.xyz. This is just me testing it, right? This is just me testing it today. Yeah, we'll see. But through testing Berd, I may have just stumbled across a new video prop approach to where I create an infographic, right? But now I'm thinking, why not just make it like a little laboratory to where I can, you know, copy paste a YouTube script or talking points into the chat on a video prop canvas, and then it creates it for me rather than having to manually do it itself or manually tab over from chat to web app, right? Since this is going to be all local, I kind of like it now. This just allows me to like get to each talking point, go to other tabs to reference whatever we're talking about, right? In a video. Kind of like it. I'm digging it. One thing I noticed for the, you know, for the people who prefer dark mode, there is no dark mode at the moment. Which I'm not mad at. I prefer light. But it's cool. I don't like how I click and drag and it highlights. We've got to fix that as well. But I want to see if it incorporates a chat feature in here, so for us to just start working on it that way. So I'm going to pin this one and we're going to rename it. Clearmud Canvas. Have you found someone that's been able to use Grok to edit YouTube shorts? I have not, but I also haven't looked for that type of use case yet. I'm sure somebody's accomplished it, you know? But what are you thinking, Michael? Are you thinking from the perspective of taking a long form and creating short form clips from it, or just edit existing short form clips to optimize them? Now let's go back to Buzz and Grokbot here. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is me letting him know. You keep going back to that comparison video. I was a little upset this morning, right? He keeps trying to repeat himself. So I'm working through all that myself. Okay. Looks better. Looks better. This actually looks better. All right, on second thought, we have the hero header text, subtext, then the pricing table, then an arrow should go down, ask the question, then another arrow should go down into the 5-column approach, and then each column has an arrow, rather each task or job role has an individual arrow that goes down to a prompt, a master prompt. Let's do that instead. Also, instead of red, use green. Okay, nice. You know, there's a lot of free tools out there that you can use. I used to use one. I had this fun experiment with this dog channel that I created because I'm a big dog lover. Animals in general, but dogs primarily. And I grew it to like 17,000 subs in a very short period of time. But through experimenting, I still have the channel, but I don't post on it anymore, right? I think I'll revive that channel at some point, but for now, Clearmud is my only focus. I had to get, I got to a point working with Clearmud, this other channel, and then a personal channel, all in parallel. And I reached a point where it was starting to burn me out, and I had to just choose one. So I chose Clearmud over everything else, which I don't regret, right? But I learned about a lot of these tools through that dog channel. What was that one called? Was it Opus? I think it was Opus, which sounds weird to say because I'm thinking Claude models. Yeah, it was Opus. I remember this logo. So you should be able to get a good amount from a free account here. Let's see. I don't think... I'm shocked I'm actually still logged in. That's actually kind of crazy. Oh, I guess I am technically still using the same Google account. I transferred it into Clearmud's domain now. So, but you can just drop a long form in here and it creates clips for you. You can kind of learn from it and then have Grok improve it, or just have Grok straight up clone this. Like, here's another thing that we can try to do. It's like, why not just clone this? Just go to opus.pro. Yeah, like, listen, they obviously are going to try to get you to pay. I never paid for it. I just used the free limitations. I think I also created multiple accounts at that time to really utilize the free version, but it is very limited in the free version. But like, why not clone it with these models? I mean, should we try to clone it? Let's do it. Let's go with Mud. Hey, you know what? I might want to start exploring the idea of creating short form content based off of our long form. In the past, I would use something called Opus. Not Claude's model, but I'm going to give you a link here at the end of this prompt. Can you clone Opus for me? I'm not going to give it any other technical specs. I'm just going to give it a link. Let me make sure that that link... Let's go into the VM to see what they see when we give that link. Also, one little note. So the Grokbot VM, it's shared across all of your bots. They don't have their own individual virtual machines from what I've noticed. Now, maybe because I'm navigating between specific... One long video, 10 viral clips. Okay, there's enough context for it there. One thing I did just notice, maybe is it per category? Oh yeah, it is per category. So they are unique VMs. Wait, do each individual bot get their own VM? Because I know when I'm navigating between these guys... Interesting. They are unique. Holy smokes. I think maybe because I had them... That is confirmed? Okay. I mean, as you're seeing here, though, I'm spinning up different... I was just checking because look at this one. This one has its own... Yeah, I thought it was the opposite. Because I was doing too much similar work, I wasn't paying close attention. It looks like they each get their own VM. But it looks like the cookies, like if I were to go to X in this, let's go to X in one I've never logged in. Like, let's go to my Elon Musk, which I was just having fun with some certain ideas. A very slow start, huh? Let's just go to X because I've never used this VM yet. It should have my credentials saved. So yeah, so maybe the VM itself and the tabs open are unique per bot, the connection, right? Like all of your credentials are shared. Like we know that for a fact based off of this one here, because I've never used that VM. Last 30 days, does it have its own? Yeah, I've never used this VM either. And I'm sure, got it. So they get their own profiles, but it's the same VM. Good, good, good. Thanks for the answer. The big three are in cahoots with their pricing. Interesting. What's up, Vida? How we doing? Who are the big three? But it's like, even if they're in cahoots with the pricing, like Grok at its cost per token, it kind of makes more sense, especially if the models become better than OpenAI and Claude or equivalent, which they're very close. Like you get more usage out of that sub, even though it's slightly higher. Like, I don't know, man. Listen, again, I'm not trying to sell anybody on Grok or Super Grok or Cursor. I'm just sharing my unfiltered thoughts and observations. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Much better. Okay. So now let's download. I really actually... Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Okay, I need to have a hotkey for nice little pen. Okay. I need to have a reset button. We need to like have a little hotkey. Maybe the squiggly. Yeah, squiggly does nothing. All right, so let's make sure that we give a hotkey to quickly reset as we're highlighting or using the pen. If I'm talking through a video and walking through a canvas, I want a quick hotkey to reset it. So let's use this one. Just the backwards apostrophe, which is also your squiggly, but you don't have to shift it, right? I think that's a great button to just reset whenever we're using that. Now I got to optimize all this, but, okay. I use, Whisperflow. I've used it since early, like, sure, there's a lot of competitors. There's a lot of free solutions coming out. But at the end of the day, Whisperflow just works. It's reliable. There was a small period of time where it was trying to optimize the way I would talk, meaning I would give it raw thoughts and then it would write it in a different manner. I had to configure it otherwise, to where it just like, for the most part, word for word shares my thoughts. That was the only little weird thing that has occurred. And sometimes it'll mix up when I say Claude, because of the early days of OpenClaw, when it was still called Claudebot, it'll sometimes turn Claude into Claude, meaning Anthropic's spelling of Claude versus CLAWD, right? A little nuanced, little verbiage like that. The value for Super Grok, Super Heavy has gone way up. Cursor Ultra, Grokbot. Yeah. Listen, I would have tested the first month with Super Grok, but I went with Cursor first because I thought it was cheaper. I didn't realize with Super Heavy, you get Cursor Ultra as well. So, but I have a month of testing it, right? I already canceled it, so I don't get automatically renewed on, I think it's September 13th. But yeah, like, listen, like 4.7, we'll see, right? Grok might have earned a consistent monthly expense from Clearmud. I don't know yet, right? Only time will tell. But yeah, Yeah, Whisperflow is also a sub. I got to be fully transparent. I just want to thank every single person who has used my reference link in the early days before I became the affiliate link, which, listen, I'm not going to tell you to go buy it. Go use the free trial. Like, use the free trial. But you guys have supported me since day one. There's this, it still happens. Every time somebody uses one of our links and signs up for a free trial and transcribes 2,000 words in their first month for that trial, I get a free month. Then the end user who tests it get a free month of pro. I think I'm at like 60 months of free of like the subscription, through everybody supporting the channel and just testing it out. So like, full transparency, I don't pay for it. I pay for it because of the generosity of people testing them by clicking my links, which is awesome. But I still like, if I was paying for it, I wouldn't switch. Like, I'm just very happy with it. Now, one could argue like a lot of these apps are building in their own dictator, voice dictator, right? To where you're not going to need something like Whisperflow in the near future. I think it's going to have its use case, but pretty much every app out there is creating the little voice dictation rather, not dictator, voice dictation icon to where you can just talk to it and it takes your WAV file and turns it into text. I think at some point Whisperflow, they're going to have to evolve and adapt. But yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's clicked that link and signed up for trials, because you have hooked it up with, I think, what, 4 years of free usage or like a free subscription for me, which I'm just so grateful for. So thank you. All right. 55, 60 months. That's what, 4 or 5 years. It's crazy. C. Fine. C it is. How dare you? I said use this key, but then you're over here telling me we should use C. I was like, all right, fine. All right, now I got to improve the way it thinks here. But let's go to Excalidraw. Let's open. Whoops. Wonder if we should pick different topics here. I think this is a good starting point. I think I'll just record this video as is. Yeah, I mean, everything looks good. Awesome. Now what happens when we go light mode? How's it look? Okay, pretty decent. This is still not curved, but that's fine. Little tweaks that I can do. We don't need that. We don't need that. All right, good work. So let's go ahead and write a skill file for Clearmud Excalidraw so that, you know, moving forward, we train you based off of the final outputs that look good. And I can also start sharing those final Excalidraw files with you if that's helpful, because I will still be making minor tweaks to them before I record a video. Oh, I have way too many tabs open, huh? Put that there. All right, now I want you to create a canvas based off of this Excalidraw, but do it in our style. Let me know if you have any questions. Right? The topic of the mock that you've created is actually the same. So I want you to blend the best of both worlds, but also understand that the way you have kind of organized certain things, like 5 agents, 5 real jobs, I would want that to be, you know, 5 individual rows, just like one after the next. The way you have it is way too messy, right? I see what you were trying to do, but it's just the lines don't link up from the box to the center box. Too much overlap. It just looks like a preschool kindergarten kid kind of drew this. Oh, so like I'm still having trouble seeing the purpose of this. I guess I get it, but like, let's also go here. Like it goes default to GPT 4.0 through Goose. I must have an older version of Goose because I don't use that anymore. I remember I installed it for testing purposes, but I didn't continue using it, you know? You know what's interesting, Michael? Forgive me. It looks like for some reason my social stream ninja didn't show me your comment. I'm glad I checked this window. Oh, yeah. Yeah, not surprised, but I really think that Grok's throwing a middle finger up to the industry because the cost of their model significantly cheaper, so you get more out of their plans than you do the others, right? But I personally think those prices will come down at some point. I don't think they go up. I could be wrong. But Michael, since I can't pin your comment, would you be able to make $300 a month using Grokbot to do useful tasks for you? So here's, yes, easily, right? Rather than having to hire somebody to manage X, I can have Grokbot do it for me, right? And I can have it stage the post. I'm already testing this workflow, but I'm fine tuning it, right? I have to do the configuration and the initial setup to make sure that A, it communicates in my voice, and B, all the creative that it generates is actually not AI slop, right? It's approved by me. But then as that repetition occurs day after day, week after week, month after month, it gets more intelligent. So you're telling me I can have a team of agents helping me grow on X, handling the research, keeping tabs on what's trending, what people are talking about, pinpointing certain conversations it thinks I should communicate in, right? All for $300 a month. And then on top of that, I get to use Grok models to create YouTube videos for the channel. Yeah, to me, it's worth it, right? But not everybody's in my shoes. Not everybody is doing what I'm doing or looking at it the way that I'm looking at it, right? So I think, is it worth it? Is really dependent on the tasks you give it and the perspective that you have with the tasks that you give it, right? You can't hire a social media manager for $300 a month. You just can't, right? Let me rephrase that. You probably can, but you might be bordering. I want to choose my words carefully. Like, you would be hiring people from other countries who are being underpaid, essentially. You'd be hiring slaves. If humans are doing the amount of work that a $300 a month sub could do for social media, chances are you're exploiting labor laws, right? I would rather not do that. So yeah. But yeah, to answer you, yeah, for sure. Just from that perspective alone, it's worth it, right? And that's really the main tasks I'm giving it, is I just want it to help me grow on X. Now, I am doing some YouTube related research here and I have this other team, but I personally don't plan on doing more than these two groups here. The chief of staff I created as an example, a demo. I don't see the point in it, to be honest. It's just like one more chat for me to look at. So I think I'm going to get rid of this. I think that having a chief of staff within your team, so like Sky would be my chief for Clearmud YouTube. And then I'd probably have to give these guys some names. I just called it X Drafter, X Creative, X Research. But maybe X Research would be kind of like the chief within there. And then I created team chats within there as well. These are like my main two things that I'm using it for that I'm going to stay focused around. Oh, why am I pulling that off screen? Let's go back to Berd. Cracks me up every time. Okay, look at that. The plans, the rule. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is looking so much better. YouTube researcher. Okay, great, great. Starter prompt. Copy the role. Okay. Hey, this is looking really good. Now, I noticed along the nav menu bar, you know, you give each kind of seat its own option to choose from. But we can't see the master prompt to create that seat. You only see one example prompt at the end. In that Excalidraw, we actually have master prompts. So I think that if you click one of the seats, maybe it should show the prompt off to the right. Thoughts? Right? And we also have to think about how this is going to work for future videos. Maybe I give you the Excalidraw canvas first, and then based off of our creative system, you then generate the canvas. Also, where do we stand? I could have sworn I asked you about... Oh, I did ask you, the chat drawer. Yeah, first make this minor front-end tweak, and then follow through with your proposed implementation. I'm not going to read through all that. I trust you. Get it working. Now, is this all happening in test? I probably should have created a proper directory for this, huh? Desktop. Oh, yeah, look at this. It's all within test here. App, sites preview. I'm guessing this is all right. Yep, it's all within test. Okay, got it. Also, after all that work, let's create a new directory called Clearmud Canvas. Canvas in squiggly. Desktop, dev, company, or no, Clearmud company. I just wanted to make sure I'm right about that. Yeah, dev, Clearmud company. Got it. All of our internal tools. Great. All right. Yeah, I guess I got to keep this on screen to make sure I'm not missing out on comments. It's a bummer. I think eventually maybe we'll create our own streaming web app that always shows comments from this stream instead. That way I can more so highlight here, find a way to like highlight it on screen. Did you find out the difference between Hermes profiles and bots? Do the bots share the profiles gateway Gateways. Also, do we need to update Atlas? Yeah, so for Atlas, I started working on a desktop plugin version of it. I just haven't had the time, man. Between the client work that I have, Clearmud internal ops, and this channel, I don't have that much spare time at the moment, especially with a second contract starting in the near future. You know, this first contract is we're already becoming more and more efficient, but I'm still spending more time on that contract, on that account rather, to make sure that all future accounts I perform in an efficient manner, right? I'm giving this first one a lot of time and attention so that I could optimize the way we deliver, right? Amical, fully open source. Nice, nice. Yeah, apparently also, not to add something to your guys' list, but who is he? AppSumo? Noah Kaglin? Something? I went ahead and signed it earlier. Products. Yeah, Rhino Voice. Because he's offering free for now. But the creator of AppSumo vibe coded his own voice thing with a direct complaint to Whisperflow, right? So I think it's free to claim for like a day or two, and they'll never charge you for it. So if you want something that might end up costing money, let me go find his post for you. It might be worth a shot. Noah Kagan. Is that how you pronounce it? I'm not even following him, and he came up on my feed, which is interesting. I think because he talked this right here. I think the algorithm knew I'm into Whisperflow. A bunch of people have launched voice dictation on top of open source. No, none of them keep it updated, so he built Rhino Voice. I ran 10 clips through both, blah, blah, blah. Free for 72 hours. So after 72 hours, I guess they're going to start charging for it. So if you want, listen, I just claimed, or I signed up so that I have access to it. Again, Whisperflow works for me, so I have no reason to switch over. But I'd imagine they're going to start charging money because that's his whole thing, right? Like what he built here, they charge money for apps. So keep that in mind. Might be worth it, might not be, but just wanted to share that with you guys. Also, should we turn today into part movie day? I was watching this before stream started. Has anybody watched this one all the way through yet? This David Senra with Travis Kalanick, the founder of Uber. He's talking about his new AI company. And just the world. All right, loving that, loving that. This is coming together as a really cool video prop. Ooh, look at that. Lovely. Oh, man. I swear, the first video I create with this, people are going to tell me, please share the code. Please share the code. It's so crazy to me. Like, just screenshot your screen and clone it. This one I think I'd eventually share, but this is an internal tool first. Ah, I love how this is coming together. This is solid. Ooh, this is already ready? Hold up, full canvas. Let's make I can't drag photos in. Okay. Let's make section 3 taller, meaning there's that empty space below it. I don't like that. Failed to fetch. Okay, so it's still working. This is really cool though. Oh, that's gonna save me so much time once this is just stable. freaking awesome. I'm going to want to add, so in the, what are we calling this? The little slide in chat box. I'm going to want the abilities to select screenshots of the canvas to then give some reference rather than just giving it text. So maybe having a little button that allows me to then draw a screenshot, just like I do Command-Shift-4 on Mac OS to screenshot a specific part of my screen. What if we incorporate that same feature to then screenshot part of the canvas so that with the prompt that I give it, it has some context into exactly what I'm talking about. Also, I should be able to zoom in and out of the canvas while I am in the edit this prompt. Oh, I guess we just don't have those features. So when I hit full canvas, I can left click and drag, but I can't zoom out. I think we should have some zoom out features, but only for, right? Because you zoom in when I select certain parts, but I should have a quick option to zoom in or out on the canvas itself, whether it's a command mouse wheel or whatever you think is best. I was not expecting to build what we just built today. This is awesome. Now, I know I could have just as easily built this within Codex. But like, you see my point with Berd. I think Berd is cool, but I just feel like it's just, I just got like, I don't know if I'd use it for what it was built for. You know what I mean? I think it's very cool. It's very visual. Cue the creators who come and say that this is going to change, you know, X, Y, and Z forever. It's going to be replaced by something at some point. I think it's cool. It's got the wow factor. But yeah. I guess I can tag different agents in here. Yeah. I don't know. I think I'll need to spend more time in it to really see if it's something I'm going to use in my daily workflow. I love the light mode default of it. I will admit there. I'm more of a light mode person, so I love that for sure. But yeah, I think I'm just going to continue using Buzz personally. But super fluid, super like, it just feels good chatting in here as well. I will give it that. I wish there was like a split option to then split this and preview things within it, so I didn't have to go open up a browser. That was one of my complaints with Buzz, which is why I forked it. And I can now read everything, right? Or open up, you know, multiple. Can open up the browser, right? Check activity. I can have agent control from an agent, then control the browser. So I had to build these features myself because I kept having to navigate to a markdown render preview or navigate to this, navigate to that. I'm noticing the same with Berd. But I'm not going to take the time to fork this. I'm going to be honest with you. I think this is super cool on the surface level, but I just, you know, I don't see myself adopting this full time. And this is just with what we've been playing with this for 90 minutes, you know, with some squirreling. So okay. It's working. All right, let's just wait for him to finish here. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, also, are there any other creators on here? I'm curious. Anybody with YouTube channels or aspiring to create a YouTube channel? If so, go check out Creator Support by Colin and Samir. They recently dropped a video, and essentially what it is Creator Support Big Idea Fund. So they're giving away $25,000 to fund a dream project. I don't know if I'm going to apply for Clearmud. I might, but the idea is you do have to create a video. The one stipulation here is it said we have to use Adobe tools. I don't want to use Adobe tools. I want to use DaVinci Resolve to edit it. So that's why I kind of pumped the brakes there. I don't pay for Adobe suite of tools. So, but hey, if you're looking to get funded for something, I just wanted to share if for some reason they're not on your radar, cool opportunity. I think it's open for a month. Where was it? Winners will be announced September. So that means, no, there was a key date. Where is it? Oh, you can also view people's submissions here because you're supposed to make a video for your submission, apparently. Wow, when I first looked at this, there was this. I think there was like 4 or no, 5. But you see how like most of the videos, they keep it unlisted, right? And it's just them talking about their idea. It's not like some finely tuned video, but they create thumbnails for it. That's what I don't understand. Like, if you're going to create a thumbnail for it, why not just edit a video solid for it? So anyways, hope this helps somebody. But I kept that tab open as I think we have until like September 13th or something like that, like middle of September. Could be wrong though. So maybe if you want to act on that, do that sooner than later. Ah. Let's see. Dev Clearmud Company Canvas. All right. Now, are we also now? Let's also now operate this chat out of that directory. I'd imagine I could create it, but I'm going to have him do it for me. Let's token max. Which, by the way, I think we're missing somebody today. Shout out Mr. Baker. So I think keep that open, pop that back. Oh, this is so cool. Look at this. I can then capture that. All right, so this section here, that Clearmud X Grokbot field test, you know, I feel like we can just replace that with the Grokbot logo. I can attach it if you need it, but you should be able to grab it. And then the text, the $300, like, Overall, some of the smaller parts of our text is too small. So we got to improve that moving forward for all future outputs. Okay, nice. Now we can kind of zoom out. I mean, I feel like these should be up here. They should get out of the canvas almost. Oh, there's a fit button. Nice. Oh my God, this saves me from having to do things in post where the camera zooms from one point to the next. I love it. Click that, get the master prompt. All right, so just some nav features that I want to incorporate here. I think that the pan, highlight, pen, clear tab, or clear floating legend should be a tooltip icon first. And when I want to do things by default, it should always be pan first. So maybe an arrow rather than like an eye circle. But once you then click that tooltip, it expands into a bar. Also, when there's that pop-up in this particular use case for master prompt, I would like the option to be able to drag that pop-up down or around, should I choose to, right? Yeah. Also, I'm sending this to you because you helped me create Canvas, but I'm also prompting within the edit this prop feature, the little chat bubble within the Canvas app. Should I keep these foundational and kind of web app focused prompts with you and then keep the edit specifically on the prop itself within that sliding chat box? Do I use Docker for containing subagents or any sort of separation besides tool restrictions? Depends. Depends on the environment. For me personally, all of my systems are sandboxed with their own VMs. Sometimes I'll have an agent that I need to segregate in that manner, but it's very rare. I tend to keep that separation between systems and not create agents that would require that type of separation. But yeah, Docker would be the preferred approach because spinning up another VM requires more resources than Docker would. But yeah, it really depends. Really depends on the use case, the environment, the team, what guardrails need to be in place, right? That's very dependent. But me personally, no. My systems, agents can access the entire system that they're living on. But I have separate systems for that reason. Okay, it replaced it real time. So I'm going to give it... All right, so you didn't do the best job here. Let me give you a screenshot of what I want this to look like. Let's just go search Google Images, Grokbot. Oh, ha! Our YouTube video is actually one of the first. That's hilarious. I want to... No! Just want to paste that in there. Oh, did it refresh the app? That's why that closed? Huh. Shoot. Yeah, I'm going to want the ability to also drag images into the chat for edit this prop, right? For our local Codex kind of, yeah, our edit prop chat box. I want to be able to drag photos into it rather than just capturing an area within the canvas. Like, for example, when I do screenshots on my Mac on my other screen, I want to be able to grab that photo and drag it into that chat so that it has reference to usually add a creative asset. Or if I have a brand logo that I want to drag into that chat to add it to the canvas, I can do so in a seamless manner. Yeah, I host my own. I've always been the type of person who likes having his data in his control. That's why Grokbot as well. Like, I'm going to come out with another video, more videos about Grokbot, but some of the key differences is it's not for everyone, right? Like, I'm not saying that they own your data, but you don't have control over that hardware. You don't have control over that infrastructure, which is a positive and a negative depending on the perspective, right? It has its use cases, but from the privacy concerned, keep in mind, if you're using any frontier model, privacy's out the window, okay? Regardless of what box you check of not sharing data, privacy's out the window. So keep that in mind. But from the the perspective of people being conscious of not being in control of that hardware or that environment, yeah, maybe Grokbot's not for you, right? Because you can't host it locally, right? You can try to clone it and host your own version of it, sure, but there's, that key differentiator of, you're on their systems, you're in their infrastructure using their models. There's no other option, right? Which is, again, depending on the person and the use case, it's a positive and a negative, right? It really all depends on the person. Oh, hey now. Now, let's go back up to... That was yesterday. What was today's? Wait, did it skip? So, that's so funny. Oh my God. Let's go. Hold on. Where is it? Today it's 7. Yeah, I said move it to 6, but then it didn't give me today's brief because I moved it. Hey, I noticed I moved the brief an hour before you were scheduled to do it. But then you never ended up doing a brief for today. Did you notice that? Yeah, because I have earlier mornings and 8 a.m. Like I didn't want them kicking off at 8 a.m. I'd rather have them kick off at 6 a.m. That way, when I first power on tech for the day at 6, it's like I don't have to wait. That's too funny. I just now noticed that. You already know why. What's that? First glimpse of hallucination? We already know it was the difference in time. Yeah, true. But at the end of the day, we're using these frontier models. These frontier models are using our prompts, the way we communicate, to train themselves, right? To improve. Whether or not you select share data, at some level, all of these models are using our behaviors as training, right? To improve. I'm not saying this in a negative or conspiracy type of way. It's just like, if you are concerned about privacy, then buy the hardware and host your own model. Create your own model. Like at that point, right? Feel like that whole conversation around privacy should just be thrown out the door. that whole conversation was thrown out the door after smartphones, right? There's no such thing anymore. So if you own one of these, you shouldn't be concerned about it. All right, Sharma. Thanks for tuning in, man. Hope you have a good evening. We'll catch you Friday. Okay, I can now move that. Cool. Now, can I do what I want now? Let's see. Hey, let's... So I'm noticing it also doesn't have persistent memory. Like if I close that, oh, it does. I take that back. That's good. That's cool. Okay. I think we should also images. Where is that screenshot? Let's go to x.ai/bot. Ah, what just happened? Looks like it had like a weird little bug. Now, for the pricing comparison, I like our styling, but I think including a screenshot of what you see on their website is critical. And also for the Grokbot logo, you should put the Grokbot text, forgive me, to the right of it. So Grok space bot. The $300 question, that text, please explain to me in our canvas, is that called a heading 4, heading 5 text? Because across the entire canvas, that text is a bit too small. We should make it a little bit larger. Okay, so it does there, but then there's a weird glitch where it stays attached here, and I have to hit X. That's kind of annoying. We'll fix that. Very cool. I'm going to want to... So happy I stumbled across this build. Yeah, so I think another... You know, let's use the Clearmud logo. Go to clearmud.ai to grab our brand logo to replace that C that you have. You already have it in the favicon. You just don't have it in the nav header. Also in the nav header, I think we should have an option to name the video prop, but then also create new and then access past recent video props. I think we need to have a storage solution to where we either have the option to archive, delete, or, you know, start working off of fresh canvases. Make sense? Now, I'm not saying I want you to do it for this one. I want you to add those features because we're going to record a video pretty soon for this specific canvas that we're building for Grokbot. Oh, what's up, Cuban? How we doing today? Today we vibe coded something, shooting from the hip. We were testing Berd, and I vibe coded this new video prop canvas style presentation tool that I'm going to use when we record videos moving forward. instead of just using Excalidraw like everybody and their mothers are using. I like this style way more. But it all started from me using Grokbot to build out, you know, a desired canvas. And then I fed this canvas to, I guess I'm calling it Clearmud Canvas, but maybe I call it something else. And then it spit out this. Based off of that, I love it. It's pretty slick. I feel like, yeah, so I keep it there, but then if I want the prompt, I click. Got it. Okay. It's better for the video, so that doesn't pop up before I'm done talking. Look at that. This is looking so much better. Solid. All right, so for this section here, you can see how because we added a big screenshot into section 1, you put section 2 below section 3, which makes no sense. If anything, put that as a banner across the top above section 3 from left to right, the rule. And then have section 3 follow below that. Make sense? Yep. Listen, I was just experimenting. I honestly, like, my first impressions of it, I think it's cool. It has that visual wow factor with the cool 3D agents and all these fun little new features. But to me, it's just another chat app with a different touch. But we were just prompting a whole bunch of different things, and I stumbled across this build. Wow. Forgive me. I stumbled across this build that I'm now going to keep and use it as an internal tool. So I'm going to keep it local, obviously, because this spins up a local Codex session to then edit the canvas real time. But I think I'm going to start using this to record our YouTube videos instead of Excalidraw. I really love it. Like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see the feedback in the next few videos, how this works. And actually, I want to test something really quickly. Hopefully, hopefully this works. I'm going to wait for this to, wow. What you doing there? It's working on it real time, so we just have to wait. I think I'm about to do a quick video recording as well, just to show this off, and then we'll post it on Twitter. So let's see, live long. All right, I like my photo up there. Also, we should probably hide all extensions. Voila. Okay, he's still working, so I highly doubt he's gonna leave it like that. I'd be shocked. He uses such a big copy of the logo, my goodness. There it is. I mean, okay. Recent. How do we save it? So if I hit new, oh, okay. Yeah, I don't like that at all, but that's what vibe coding's all about here. Yeah. I guess it is kind of like paper. You know, I tried playing with paper a little bit, but I don't want to have to pay another subscription. Listen, the only subscriptions I want to pay for moving forward are data, right? Need cell phone data, need eSIM, whatever, internet connection, AI subscriptions. And I think that's it. That's all I really want to pay for. Absolutely necessary utilities. And then any other SaaS product, I'm just building my own. I'm building my own versions of everything because I'm paying these subscriptions. I might as well just build my own version of everything. Like I don't want to have to, you see my point? So yeah, no, listen, like we just kind of vibed this. I didn't know it was going to build this the way that it built it, but I loved what it did. I loved that it does this presentation automatically scrolling from section to section. Then we have the pop-up master prompt, right? Like really cool. And then instead of me having to go back and forth between the web app and a chat box, I just incorporated edit this chat real time with a REST API solution. I think it's a REST API solution, right? Yes, I have. I actually, right back there, I just deployed a memory OS VM because I am going to start. I'm just not sure which one I'm going to use yet, whether it's Mem0. I'm honestly kind of leaning Mem0 right now, but Mem0, Hindsight, Honcho, Super Memory are the big ones. I haven't decided on what I'm going to deploy on it yet, but I'm also not at a point where I need that yet. I'm also working on another personal internal tool that helps me visualize my root directory, all the various harnesses I use, all the various apps that I use, because sometimes skills get scattered, right? You create a skill in a Grokbot, but that doesn't necessarily reflect to your skills in Codex or your skills in Claude or your skills in X, Y, and Z, for example. So I'm creating a solution that gives me a visual kind of like universal look at all of my skills across all the harness directories. And it's not meant to replace a memory layer at all, but I don't want to tease that too soon. I'm building that just for me right now. I'll show it off as it matures a little bit more. Let's refresh this. Is it still okay? Let's see what happens with autoplay. Let's see what it does. I haven't tested this yet. Okay, it has a nice interval. Now, highlight, boop. So clear C, only worth it. I don't like how, I mean, I guess it kind of works. It actually gives more visuals on screen. It doesn't really work so much on... Oh, but when I'm in highlight, I can't pan. All right, when I have the highlight tool selected, I can't pan or adjust the canvas. I think that we should have a hotkey that allows us to keep the highlighter active, but then also pan if we select the hotkey and then left click. What do you think is the best approach here, UX wise? What's up, Fourth? How we doing today? All right, I'm going to try something here. So start recording. All right, so through me testing Berd, edit out that beginning. So through me testing Berd, I accidentally vibe coded this canvas. I wanted to start taking a different approach than the common Excalidraw drawing. So I started off in Grokbot generating an Excalidraw canvas. I then fed that to my new web app that I built internally for videos, but look at what it created. It created this like combination of an Excalidraw slash presentation to where you can view the full canvas. You can then go section by section. And then anything that I include master prompts for. So as I'm walking through YouTube videos, I can use this fresh look instead of Excalidraw, which is pretty nifty. I also created this slide-in solution that spins up a Codex terminal so that I can just edit the canvas in line real time rather than having to alt-tab back over to another terminal where I originally built the web app. In this case, it was actually a chat within Berd. So shout out Berd, shout out Codex, shout out Excalidraw. I accidentally built something that I'm now going to start using for every single one of our videos moving forward. Pretty nifty. Pretty nifty. Stop recording. Nice. I didn't realize I can start recording and stop recording. We might have to start doing more of that here. Let me open up DaVinci Resolve real quick. Actually, do we even need to open up DaVinci Resolve for this? I don't even think... I think I can get away with just going to movies, opening up that movie, clipping out the beginning. All right. All right. So, whoa, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for blowing people's eardrums out there. Oh man, I'm sorry about that. All right, I should edit the video because it is very loud. Yeah, that's very loud. Dang. Okay. Gen UI. Am I sleeping under a rock? By Flutter? What are you talking about? All right, let's go into Clearmud, new project, Berd, Canvas. Let me just do a quick little edit here. Oh, I can show you guys my edit too. Why not? Show off the process. Edit out that beginning. So through me test. All right, delete that. Let's also just clean up this audio just a touch. Something I always like to do is hit this ratio up to 1.17. Set a limiter so that I'm not blowing eardrums out. I usually like keeping that at 18. Pop this Berd. It's actually pop. I accidentally vibe coded this canvas. I wanted to start taking a different approach than the common Excalidraw. All right, and then we're also going to use the AI voice isolation feature, probably about 50%. So through me testing Berd, I accidentally vibe coded this canvas. I wanted to start taking a different approach than the common Excalidraw drawing. So I started off in Grokbot generating an Excalidraw canvas. I then fed that to my new web app that I built internally for videos. But look at what it created. It created this like combination of an Excalidraw slash presentation to where you can view the full canvas. You can then go section by section. and then anything that I include master prompts for. So as I'm walking through YouTube videos, I can use this fresh look instead of Excalidraw, which is pretty nifty. I also created this slide-in solution that spins up a Codex terminal so that I can just edit the canvas in line real time rather than having to alt-tab back over to another terminal where I originally built the web app. In this case, it was actually a chat within Berd. So shout out Berd, shout out Codex, shout out Excalidraw. I accidentally built something that I'm now going to start using for every single one of our videos moving forward. Pretty nifty, pretty nifty. All right, and then kill that end there. And then we're just going to export this out as X Berd post. And we'll just throw this in edits, Clearmud, just throw this root videos, switch that to MP4 H265, render queue, render, done. All right, cool. Oh, you know what's funny, dude? Where did we prompt that? I got so sidetracked, I forgot we even sent that. Was that Grokbot? Oh, I squirreled hard. Oh man, we never even sent the prompt. Look at it. It's just saved as a draft. Ah, my bad. That's hilarious. Maybe not hilarious for you, but it's hilarious for me. Oh man. I totally got so distracted there. Oh. Ah, okay. I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah, man, that's on me. As you saw, I saved that as a draft. That was a rookie mistake. This is also the negative of having like too many things open at once. It's like narrow your focus. You know what I mean? But this live stream's all about experimentation and just playing. So why did I just get interesting? Interesting. I actually need to feed this email to new Clearmud repo. Call it make it private for now. Grokbot Opus clone. Let's do that. Let's go. Job done. Edits. Should I tag him? Should I not? Thank you, Jack. emojis, bird. Yeah. All right, let me double check something else real quick. I was planning on ending the live stream, but now I want to at least see the first prototype of that. So let's see. Hey, thank you. Yeah, so I am going to drop that fork very soon. I just haven't, listen, I've been backlogged with having to prioritize the contracts that I have, the work that I have. That's like, well, personal time, then that, then Clearmud. And then everything else is kind of like, okay, where can I squeeze things into the mix? I am now waking up at 5 a.m. every day, which is nice. I just need to now battle. It usually gets to around 1 p.m. where I want to take a nap. Sometimes I give in and I take a 20 to 40 minute nap. I need to stop doing that because the process of taking that nap and then getting back into a good flow is like another hour and a half. So that's a critical hour and a half in the middle of the day that I could be better utilizing. But my problem is I'm going to bed around midnight and waking up at 5. So that lack of sleep, that's why I need the naps. So I think the solution is just get to bed by 10:30 and I'll be fine. But nevertheless, you didn't want to know about all that. But that's why I just haven't had as much time as I would like. We're doing the most over here. Oh, you're talking about, okay. No, but this is my buzz here. It's slick. Like I have it updated to the latest version. So, I mean, I'm loving it personally. Oh, I need to finish. All right, let me take this off screen real quick so I can finish this. All right. Sorry, I didn't realize I was just making that noise into the mic. All right. Device active now. We're good. So now I can continue the work. Done, continue. Yeah, my old neighbor was telling me about NSDR. Yeah, 15 minutes, 15 to 20. I feel like 20 is the sweet spot, but then sometimes my body just takes 40. Yeah, I think the solution for me is just get to bed just an hour and a half earlier, and then I wouldn't have to take that nap in the middle of the day. Like today, I have way too much on my plate to where I don't think I'm going to nap just because of the energy behind the tasks I need to get done. I just don't have time. Like I would love to, but I'm going to make some lunch after this. Actually, no. We're going to cut up a pineapple, get into another 3-hour block of work, and then I'll make an early dinner. That'll be today. And then followed by another 3-hour block of work. All right, before I squirrel too much. Actually, I say it in the video. Let's refresh my post because there's just certain people I just don't care to read from anymore. Let's go to home. This account might be engagement farming. We'll see. Hold space, left click, drag for temporary panning. Okay, let's do it. Did that post? Yeah, let's like it. And feel free to go and show this post some love. Let me, I guess I'm not logged into chat here. Lion, ATIOETORT. It's weird how it's having me do this like CAPTCHA as if I'm reading text with like drunk goggles on. It's crazy. There we go. I have to do that every now and again. It's annoying. Hey. Oh, I thought it just deleted my own link. Come on now. Come on, YouTube moderation. I also may very well I need to get that multi-output working for streams so we can stream across both X and YouTube. Dead. Every time. Hard refresh. Let's go to highlighter. Bam. And then space. Okay, great. Intuitive for the most part. C, highlight, space, drag. C, highlight, space, drag. C. I guess, yeah, my thumb just controls the C and space approach. What about pen? Boop. Drag, okay, that works. C. Boom, boom. I cannot draw a straight line, can I? Places. Let me get better at controlling my mouse here. So let's say I wanted to HP. Oh, but there's two P's. So maybe M, HP. All right, so I think pan should be M, highlight should be H, pen should be P, C should be clear. So quick hotkeys for us to toggle between all the options as well, rather than having to manually click them. What do you think about those? Do it. Actually, wait. Those are clean memorial. I guess he was already working? I didn't pay attention, but I did have to say do it. All right. What were we doing? Let's go check Grokbot. Who is this? Seriously? Why do you need all that? Okay. So you're telling me that I have to go in. I'm a bit confused why it needs to do that. I'm a bit confused why you need me to do this when you have access to it. You can do all that yourself, right? Make my life easier. Don't add work. Come on now. All right, we can close this. Close that as well. So let's see what happens when we highlight. Bam. Clear. Oh, hey now. Pen. Oh, but then the colors. Okay, I don't like this. We're just gonna go back to move. All right, I think for the sake of pen. Interesting. Kind of like cuts off. So I'm noticing that there's an invisible border of where I can draw on the canvas. You can see how it cuts off on the left and the bottom there. That background canvas should be infinite in theory, right? So that if I want to annotate or draw things off to the right, left, top, right, left, bottom, whatever, it doesn't get cut off like that. So I think this should apply to not only the existing canvases, but all canvases moving forward. I think I'd probably stay on the highlight. H. It's weird. I love it. This looks great. Really? Okay. Yeah, I guess I never connected GitHub to this cursor account. Whoops. Yeah, and listen, I do have to switch gears here. So, Michael, what we can do is we'll finish this Friday. We'll make Friday a Grokbot focused episode, and we'll just be vibing within Grokbot, essentially, building things out, talking, and then we'll test this Opus clone as well. And if this happens really quickly, great. I'll share it today, but I do have to switch gears here at noon, and I'd rather, have some prep time before I do switch gears. So I'm just going to let that work. And I think we're going to end it there. Listen, I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me on your Wednesday. Fourth, thank you. Cuban, thank you. Michael, thank you. Nikolai, Sharma, Cameron, Vida, RVDL. A Grava, and Duval. I can't keep going up to pin more comments, but I just want to thank everybody for spending their part of their week with me here, and hope you have a great rest of the week. Go kick some ass. And before we go, let's answer some questions here. Is it worth subscribing to Grok? So we talked about this a lot early on in this stream, and I'm also making a video around it. I think it depends on the responsibilities that you're going to give it. But let me just give you one example. A social media manager or a social media person to stay on top of trending news, to prep posts for you and your brand voice, etc., is going to be minimum $2,000 a month. Most are $2,000 a week, right? Minimum $2,000 a month. Well, you can easily hand off those responsibilities to a team of bots under a $300 or even a $200 a month subscription, and then have plenty of usage left over. So just that use case alone, if you use it properly, it is worth it, right? But I wouldn't justify spending money on it to fill a job role that you don't already pay for, right? Like, that's what I want you to realize. It's like, yes, from that perspective, it's worth it. But if you don't already pay for a social media manager, well, then you're just adding another $300 to the balance sheets as far as like monthly expenses. Not balance sheets, monthly expenses, right? Like, justify the expense. If it's going to save you money than having to hire a independent contractor, then like, look at it from that perspective. Do you hire contractors to help you finish work? If you do, can you create bots that could replace them for $300 a month, depending on how much you spend per month? Like, I think 9 out of 10 times the answer is going to be yes, it's worth it. But it's not for everybody, right? There are some caveats. There are some differences. And this graph you see here, we're going to be talking through it. I'm going to give some real life examples, and then we'll also have these master prompts as well. Yeah. So, I mean, why not just use one of your subscriptions that you already pay monthly for to do all that? You see my point? Like, I think, yeah, listen, if you have $200 to play with, don't even bother paying $300 a month. Just go to the $200 a month Cursor. But if you've ever been considering getting Cursor at $200 a month for Cursor itself, let it be known that Super Grok Heavy, or Grok Super Heavy, or whatever the terminology is, the $300 a month plan allows you to claim a free $200 a month plan through Cursor. So you actually get $500 worth of plans. You see my point with the combination of the two plans? I didn't know that. I signed up for Cursor 200 on accident. Canceled it immediately because I'm just testing it for a month. But listen, me personally, I think it's worth it. But that's my use cases, my perspective. I also, this channel, I have, it's part of my responsibility that I've created to test these new models. So I'm going to be signing up for that $300 a month plan after this $200 a month test run ends on, what is it, September 13th? But yeah, nevertheless, nah, it's all good. It's all good. Happy to answer questions. So thanks for asking them. Hey, what's up, Derek? Yeah, you know, you caught me at the end. It's time to go. I gotta go. So hope you're having a great start to the week, though, man. Hope you're having a good week. And yeah, everyone, once again, thank you for spending time with me here. Go kick ass. We'll catch you Friday, same time. I already signed up for the promo discount for the first 3 months on the 30-month plan. So I'm already at the end of the 3-month. I couldn't get another promo discount. Also, Lauren might be, is that Lauren? Is that Potato? Potate. Yeah. They might be engagement farming because look at this. Where was it? Did they delete it already? Oh, this one here. I DM'd, I deleted, I DM'd, nothing. No free month. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like this person's in engagement farming. And I already DM'd, showed the screenshot of me canceling Claude, and I got nothing. So I don't know how much I trust this account. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know how much I trust her. But we'll see. I guess only time will tell. But yeah, anyway, I gotta go. Thanks everybody. Have a great rest of the day and we'll catch you Friday, same time. Cheers.